Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leader in rushing, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
All right. What's up, guys? Welcome into the PTA post-game show. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Joined alongside Jacob in Wisconsin, here to break down this 35-25 win as the Packers defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. Man, what a fun game to watch. It was you watch that first half and you think that man, whoever wins this game, they might score 18 points, and then it ends up being 35-25. Just what an awesome game to watch. We're going to get into all the stats. We're going to get into all the breakdown. We're going to go live to the presser once they go live with that stuff. We'll also wrap up the evening showing you guys the updated standings. Obviously, the Packers are going to continue to be the number one seed in the NFC as it sits right now. We're going to talk about Jordan Love having a heck of a night too, man. 29 of 37, 360 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Also, like I said earlier on Twitter, everybody check on the ESPN Milwaukee crowd. They're upset tonight as Rashawn Gary gets 2 third-down sacks tonight. Absolutely dominated. Micah Parsons flashed. Christian Watson came back. Looked like he hadn't skipped a beat. And can somebody put some respect on Tucker Kraft's name? That's the big question tonight. So if you guys would, hit that like, do that YouTube stuff for me, hit subscribe, click the bell icon so you're notified when we go live here in the future. If you're new here, welcome into PTA Post-Game Show. Thank you for making us part of your festivities. I know the chat is already on fire, and this pretty much sums it up, Jacob. United Bates said earlier, I need to change my underpants before this post-game show. So this was a fun one to watch, man. How we feeling about it? Initial reaction?
Yeah, Biz1987 has a great comment here saying, Rex is right. Love's not clutch, right? LOL. Go ahead and fix your teeth there, brother. But I will say that this was an amazing win. If you guys could see it into our group chat, I was, like Clayton said, the first half was a little bit, up and down. And then all of a sudden, it seems like the Green Bay Packers decided they're going to be the type of team that we absolutely want to be. Chris the Casual and saying CB. I agree. For once, all of a sudden, it seems like the coaches decided, hey, you know what? Contracts be damned. We're going to play the guy that's playing the best ball. CV went out there. I thought he played a great game. To Clayton's point, Tucker Kraft, 7 receptions, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's averaging over 20.4 yards per catch. Guys, I'm telling you right now that Tucker Kraft, I hate blowing my own horn. No, I don't. When I said that this guy was going to be a top 3 tight end at the beginning of the season, a lot of people batted their eyes. I'm telling you, this dude is a top 1 tight end. This guy is an absolute dog. And just right here, Clint. Kraft is a manimal. Absolutely. Human meat missile right there. What do you think, Clay?
ML Football tweeted out this picture. He tagged me in it, and this sums it up, man. Tucker Kraft is basically Rob Gronkowski reincarnated. Love the picture that they chose there. Obviously, it was so cool to see Tucker Kraft break out on the big stage. Also, I had to kind of dunk on NFL. They put this out earlier. I guess it was yesterday. There's some something scary good about these tight ends. National Tight Ends Day obviously was today. And, they put Kittle on there. They put Kelsey. They put Hawkinson, everybody other than Tucker Kraft. So we just had to fix it for them and throw it on there real quick. So that looks a lot better than having Hawkinson on there, right? So with that being said, yeah. Anamorph says Bungie Cheddar Bug. Yeah, Tucker Kraft is he's an absolute dog, man. I love it. Just seems like he plays his best ball in the biggest moments. That's the thing that really sticks out to me when it comes to Tucker Kraft. It just seems like when the lights turn on, you're going to get the best version of him. And I love that Jordan has kind of come to the realization of, hey, man, when I need a play, I need to go to Tucker, right? That just, whether it's third down or it's a fourth quarter play or what have you, it just always seems like when he needs a play, he's going to be looking for 85. And I'm watching Jordan over here off to the side in the post-game presser. His demeanor is just so cool. It's just like, yeah, man, we just carved him up, big deal. Like, I know he's not saying that, but he's just a good leader. He's a really good leader. And like Mike McCarthy once said, the hardest thing to do as a winning program is learning how to win, learning how not to win, but learning how to win the right way, like learning how to take the success, not let it go to your head, stay even keel, not get too high, not get too low. Jordan Love, he's the epitome of that. Micah Parsons has got some of that in him too. And I just love the fact that Rashawn Gary's not out there with him right now. And Rashawn Gary is like probably he's the one who kind of set the tone tonight. Every time they needed to play on third down, he was the one stepping up and making the play early on. So absolutely awesome. Jason Watt with the super chat. Great win, and Jordan played amazing. Felt very weird and even kind of sad to root against Aaron. My wife was up here. We were watching the game, and I made a joke about, the only way that this makes sense now is if the Packers hurt Aaron here in this fourth quarter and it ends his career. And it's just like this full circle of life, right? And I was saying it kind of tongue in cheek. She teared up, bro. She was like, I know exactly what you're saying, Jason. It's like, yes, I want the Packers to win, but it was like seeing it's like beating your old friend in a game of hoops and he ain't got it anymore. You know what I mean? It was kind of tough to handle in that regard. But man, Aaron, again, going out with class here tonight, right? Obviously, just seeing the way he reacted during the game, still had that fire coming down the stretch. Fourth quarter, you get that throw where he throws the I think it was the 2-point try, it might have been outside. The look in his eyes, he let that ball go. Tim, he looked angry, like he still got it in him. He still got it, and I think Pittsburgh is definitely a playoff team, man. This was a fun one to watch, though, man, for sure. Thank you for the super chat, Jason. Tim, what's your initial thoughts here, man?
First dub since 1970 in the Steel City. We'll
go.
take that all day. And yeah, shout out to the Packer fans in the building at I'm still going to call it Heinz Field. At Heinz Field. I was surprised to see how many Steelers fans vacated that stadium with 5.5 minutes left in the ball game. You would never see that in the friendly confines of Lambeau Field. We stayed till the last second. Every game, win or lose. But huge win for our team, guys. This was absolutely a statement game and exactly where you want to be coming home for 2 in a row here back to Lambeau. So Victory Monday tomorrow will be sweet as ever for sure.
Can I guys give you some breaking news right here? We got Carly back in the squad saying, howdy, posse. Long time no see. Hold up. What? We got Carly Fries? What up?
All right, 2-0 for this says, I love how Rodgers just ran straight to Jordan with the biggest smile. Again, man, classy, dude. And the comments he made all week long as well, just is absolutely awesome. Nothing but a class act there from Aaron Rodgers. Tim, we kind of hit on some of our initial thoughts here. I guess we could start with the box score, and then as the pressers go live, I'll try to get to those as long as the sound quality isn't absolute cheeks. But let's just jump into the stats here for a second, gang. Again, you see, let's start with Jordan Love. Obviously, 29.
Somebody hit the over.
Yeah, 29 of 37, 360 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Was not sacked all night long. This Packers defense held Aaron Rodgers to 24 of 36, 219 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, but they did hit home with 3 sacks, obviously 2 by Gary, 1 by Parsons. And, Jordan Love wins the quarterback battle, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. And I think it's telling to see the way that, like you said, the way Rodgers kind of handled it with some grace, because he's always said this about Jordan. Aaron was the first one to say that Jordan was going to be a star in this league, and, the future was bright for him. And to see it on a primetime game on the road, it's huge. And we said this in the pregame. I said I felt like this was a bigger game for Jordan Love than it was for Aaron, to be honest with you. And I think Jordan went out there and played like it today. We kind of stalled out there for a little while, second quarter. But, boy, did this team put it together in the second half and just finish this game off. It was beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. Hardy the Prophet, been a member for 13 months. Appreciate you, buddy. He says Watson, Dobby, Kraft, E-Will, J-Love, Parsons, Gary, and Matt LaFleur. This was our signature win, LFG. I think that's put perfectly, Hardy, this is kind of, when you have these teams go on these epic runs, whether it's a Super Bowl year or not, I'm not getting my cart before the horse here, but there's always those 1 or 2 wins where you're like, yeah, that's when it happened right there. Like when I think of 2010, I think of that playoff win in Atlanta where it was just like, oh yeah, they've got all the freaking momentum now, dude. There was no way that Chicago was going to beat them at Soldier Field. But yeah, I think you're spot on there, Hardy. Definitely a signature win for sure. Chris C with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. First win since 1970. That was the date, right? 1970. What you said.
First win in Pittsburgh since 1970. Yep.
Absolutely awesome. Appreciate you, Chris. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. And shout out to Caterpillar MW92 becoming a member here on YouTube. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. I'm assuming, sir, maybe a man. Either way, thank you so much for the support. We appreciate you. 2-0 for this says Chris Collinsworth, avid Packers hater, had no choice but to be wildly impressed tonight. There was 1.2 2-0 for this where it was like it flipped. Did you guys recognize that? It kind of felt like he was kind of. And then in the fourth quarter, you could hear him getting excited for the Packers all of a sudden. It was like he realized, okay, yeah, there's no way that Pittsburgh's going to be able to come back and win this ball game. He just all the momentum.
Now here's the guy.
And yeah, let's jump right into the running game here too. Me and Jacob are talking about this offline. There's people on Twitter. It's absolutely hilarious. They're tagging their sports book, right, where they place the bets and everything for Josh Jacobs. And they're going, this is criminal. I want my money back, because all of a sudden Josh Jacobs exits the game. And you think, okay, did they bench him? Did they pull him? Here's what I think I seen, and I want to know if the chat agrees. Maybe I'm, missing something. But to me, it felt like they were loading the box, and they were all over Josh Jacobs with the running game. And then when we put Emmanuel Wilson, if you guys remember, we hit on a couple passes to Emmanuel Wilson, right? Yeah, he ended up having four targets, 3 catches, 26 yards. And it felt like that when we started passing to him, when he was in the game, they would lighten the box up. So all of a sudden they lighten the box. All right, let's run the rock. So that's why I think you're seeing Emmanuel Wilson with the 11 carries for 61 yards, and why we limited Josh Jacobs on the evening, because again, the goal was, okay, let's give Josh Jacobs a breather. Let's throw the rock a little bit. Oh, look at that. When Emmanuel's in, they're not keying in on the run. Or I'm sorry, when Josh is when Emmanuel's in, they're not keying in on the run, right? So that's kind of what it felt like to me. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Let me get your take on that, and I'll hit the super chat.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly saw, Emmanuel Wilson get some chunk runs, and we didn't see very many of those from Josh today, other than, really nice bounce out for a tutter there on a great play call, great play design. But I think you're right. It seemed like Pittsburgh was softening up a little bit there, and, give him the rock. Why not? We know Emmanuel Wilson can run the football too. Oh, yeah. When he gets his motor going, and also getting involved in some of those swing passes. That was really cool. So again, another team approach, another team win, right? It's not about who's the star every day. We did what we had to do to have a running game, barely cracked 100 yards rushing, 94 rush yards, but that's what we needed to beat Pittsburgh today. And that's what it took. And that's what the boys did. And really proud of the way they played. Really proud of Matt LaFleur for making the adjustments that he did in the second half. Really, man, was in his bag with those play calls. So just a great team win. But, Emmanuel Wilson stepping up in a big way. I love it.
It was like Matt recognized and accepted the fact that, okay, we're not going to be able to play this quick passing game. We're going to have Jordan buy a little bit of time to be able to hit on some deeper throws is kind of what the adjustment felt like. You end up seeing that late game, the late game dig there to Christian Watson, which Jordan Love what a beautiful throw on the run, dropped it right in the bucket. Perfect pass, just enough touch. But Jacob, in terms of the running game here, Emmanuel Wilson, 11 carries, 61 yards. Josh Jacobs, 13 for 33 with that tutter. Savion Williams, 1 carry for 1 yard. Of course, Jordan Love had lost a yard there as well. So as a team, only 94 yards rushing on 26 attempts, but that 26 attempts is huge. The fact that they did not give up on it, they just kept trying to press into it. Absolutely awesome. What do you think about the running game, Jacob?
I mean, Josh Jacobs is a freaking baller, right? But every now and then it just seems like you said, Clayton, and to Tim's point, that they're just going to stack the box and they're going to want to know exactly what's going to happen when Josh Jacobs is on the field. I was a little bit scratching my head is like, why is Manny Wilson in here so much? Well, and then all of a sudden watch the product of what he does when he's on the field. He absolutely capitalized in any situation that they put him in. And he's only done that like his whole career, guys. And it's kind of crazy. And I'm honestly a little bit surprised that they leaned into him specifically in this game, like where it felt like everybody says in the chat here, like that they were kind of going away from Jacobs. And I understand that in a way, like Jacobs, for whatever reason, doesn't seem like he can get it going. But Emmanuel Wilson, he's just good for like 8 a pop. He's just going to get it, man. He's just crazy good at what he does also in the passing game. And you know what? I'm not going to sit here and question Matt LaFleur's play calling, especially when he just goes with a hot hand. And to me, he went with that hot hand. And Emmanuel Wilson, what am I seeing right here? 11 carries for 61 yards, averaging 5.5. All right. Josh Jacobs had 13 for 33, averaging 2.5. Granted, he had a touchdown, right? So, but again, I'm not going to question who is going to be doing these play calls. I mean, this was an absolute dog of a game into that second quarter. The only response I ever get from Clayton when I send a ton of messages in the group chat, he goes, middle 8. That's all he says. And then, me and Tam or Amelia will be saying a bunch of bull crap. And Clayton just says, here we go. Dial in. That's basically all we get from Clayton. He won't ever say anything.
Mandy comes in the room and she's like, am I even in here? I'm like, I'm sorry, babe. You know what's going on over here. This is what we're doing. You know what I mean? We're over here charting. I got like 6 different laminated sheets over here charting and this and that. And
unless she brings you some desserts. Come on now. Be real.
When the ice cream cake gets broken out, you're right. That's when things change. For sure. Let's get these super chats cleaned up real quick. Anthony P, thank you so much for the dono, buddy. He says, I felt in 2010 Rodgers needed to beat Brett to get over the hump from great to elite. Jordan needed this to prove to the doubters he's elite. That's a great point, man. I remember when we beat Brett finally. Obviously, he owned us. He won the first 2 matchups against us there in 2009, right? And then in 2010, we won both matchups. And that's a great point, Anthony. There's certain games or certain moments in time with no matter what sports you can think of or remember your favorite team where they kind of get over the hump or something that's like a trajectory. Momentum is a real thing in sports, obviously. This could be it, man. I think that's a great point. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see here. King Tron says, please don't with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. Please donate this to the veteran charity. Love this game so much. I'm bought into needing a cornerback for sure, although 24 balled out. Welcome back, number 9. Happy legacy game, number 10. And happy freaking tight end day to the lung dart eater, TK. What was I heard earlier? I heard something earlier said, what was it, a tar or something? I can't remember what it was. Somebody thought a tar stick or something like that. But anyway, thank you for that, Tron. And I made a note, man. I'll make sure I tack that onto my donation for Operation Horses Heel. And thank you for the kindness.
That's so cool. Thank you, Tron. That's awesome.
Yeah. Mike Hebring with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. He says, Watson, 4 targets, 4 catches, 85 yards. Welcome back.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's just jump into that real quick. You want to, since we got that super chat up there. So receiving wise, Christian Watson, let's key in on him since that's Mike's super chat. There you go. 4 targets, 4 catches, 85 yards, along a 33. Guys, he didn't look like he missed a beat. And how about that block? Was it a block in the back? Might have been. I don't know.
No.
I'll say this. My man, Tim, he looked 100%, bro.
Scoot was blocking dudes to the water cooler all day.
I'm telling you. Absolutely awesome. So thank you for that super chat, Mike. Appreciate you, buddy. Trey Russ with the super chat. Thank you. He says, love legacy game, 20 straight completions.
Woo.
It's a bad word. Yeah. So, was it 20? I had 19.
It was 20.
It
was 20.
Oh,
he got 20.
Thank you, Trey, for that fact.
And to be fair, he basically threw away the 21st, and he could have probably got a completion, but he was being smart. So
there you go. Yeah, that's a good point. Somebody said in the chat they were distraught that he missed Golden over the middle because if he'd have came back to Golden on that one incompletion, Golden probably would have walked in the end zone, right?
He just couldn't, though. He couldn't get to that read because of the pressure. He had no chance to turn that way. But yeah, that would have been a walk-in tutter right there.
Yeah, thank you, Trey. Appreciate the super chat, buddy. Badger Trio with super chat. Biggest statement win, Love era, first Pitt win since 1970. Got it. I had to decipher there for a minute. Yeah, it's a statement win in Lowe's. When you let's say Jordan Love does go on to have a Hall of Fame career. And I'm not saying that's going to be the case. I'm just saying if it does, you've got these moments in time that's a part of their highlight reel. You guys know that, right? Like when a player goes in and they show that 4-minute highlight reel or whatever it is for the Hall of Fame inductee, this would be a part of it for Jordan Love, no doubt, man. If you'd have told me going in this game he was going to throw for 350 plus yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, I'd have said I'm too drunk to taste that chicken, right? But just what an awesome, awesome performance, man. And it never wavered. There was times it was ugly, right? It was kind of scrappy there in the first half. But it's just like he just cool as a cucumber, man. Kept it where it needed to be. And even that incompletion at the end that you were just talking about, Tim, it's like you could tell he was still thinking, just throw that thing away.
Yeah.
Let's get these 3 points. Let's win this ball game. It wasn't like, oh, I need to keep this going, which obviously that's saying a lot too. So, Badger Trio, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. H.E. Soda with the super chat. Thank you so much. Love playing off the hook. Shout out Sean Mannion. Hey, can we talk about Sean Mannion for a minute?
That's a good point.
Great point. Obviously, Sean Mannion is a lot closer in age to Jordan Love than Tom Clements was, right? And Jacob, I think that's huge, man. That's a big part of coaching hires is getting people in that can connect with the players. And in no way, shape, or form is this a shot at Tom Clements. It's just, you have Mannion come in and you have him kind of coach under Clements for a year or two. Was it a year or two? It was definitely a year, right? And then kind of pass the torch along to Sean Mannion. And don't look now, boy, Sean Mannion will probably be on the short list of up and coming coaches here really, really soon. But what do you think about that, Jacob? Soder makes a great point there about Sean Mannion.
Absolutely. I mean, you couldn't ask for – the Green Bay Packers organization has just done what's right when they promote certain players with their, extending their contracts, whether they promote certain coaches with whether or not they want to have these guys in the building. Like you said, Sean Mannion taking over for an absolute G and Tom Clements, which, like, I don't know if you find somebody better in the league that can do this sort of thing. They talk about certain coaches and certain GMs being quarterback whisperers. Tom Clements was that type of dude. For him to pass that torch off to Mannion there, and Mannion he's a guy that's had experience to the league. You know what I mean? Like, he actually does know what it is to be a starting NFL quarterback. I don't know if you guys can see, but we got a bunch of super chats rolling in here right now. What's crazy, though, is that they actually are interviewing Rashawn Gary right now live, which to me is unbelievable. That's awesome. Finally, he's getting his due diligence right here and getting his druthers. You know what I mean? Rashawn Gary is getting interviewed. They're not talking to Parsons. They're not talking to Jordan Love. The guy has just absolutely kept his head down, being an absolute consummate pro. I just love that so much right now. Sorry to derail it a little bit, but like Soder said, loves playing off the shout out to Sean Mannion. It's awesome, man. It's just, we've got a great team right now. The whole season, I think that right now took a catalyst. If we had lost this game, it'd have been tough. It would have been tough. But the fact that we won this and we won it the way we did, guys, this is a starting point for the last end of the season. I think we're about to make a run right here.
Big road win, and
big.
And again, Gary, man, if my numbers are correct, and we got to wait and get everything updated, I want to say he's got the 4th most sacks in the league now. So my man is top 5 in sacks. That's absolutely awesome there. So let's see, where do we end there? Sean Mannion. Okay, here we go. Hardy the Prophet with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. Did y'all see Watson iced out mouthpiece?
Yeah,
I did see
buddy.
that. Did you see it, Tim?
Yeah,
I wanted one, Tim. I'm not sleeping that thing. You know what I mean?
Is that for your sleep apnea? You're gonna get a iced out sleep apnea mask?
In my teeth, Tim. You know what I'm saying? Man? Nice. So no, I did see that, Hardy. It was sick, man. It was sick. Appreciate the super chat, buddy. King Tron again. Here's another 5 for y'all being the absolute best source of Packers news and info anywhere on the globe. Y'all make us feel like family. Much love. Go Pack. Go. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Tron. Appreciate you, man. The feeling is mutual, buddy. I promise you that. Trey Russ with the super chat. Did we get a Love Rodgers jersey swap? They were talking about it on. Were they saying they were going to do it? Tim, did you hear on the broadcast? Because I heard them say something about the throwback uni. Were they going to do it, or were they saying since it was a throwback they weren't going to do it?
I think the players agreed on it, and that they decided to do it off the field. That I know Jordan and Aaron had a conversation there at midfield after the game, shook hands, and you could tell there was something communicated, and they kind of walked in their separate directions. So I'm sure there'll be an exchange at some point. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Jordan didn't want that ugly jersey. You never know.
That's a good point, Tim. That's a good point.
Hey, we got a shout out here from the pod father himself. Pack Daddy says, "Does LaFleur have a job next week?"
Good
Well,
question.
depends on who you're listening to tomorrow.
That's a good point. That's a good point, man. I had to put a tweet out. I said, man, y'all, those first half LaFleur's a bum tweeter, Twitter warriors. They disappeared real quick in the second half, man. They were gone.
You do that, you're going to get your ass kicked in that.
Right. So good to see you in here, Ron. Happy Victory Monday early here. Actually, it's officially midnight where I'm at, so it's Victory Monday. Let's carry this thing on, right? All right, here we go. Let's get to a little negative here. King Tron said, also, we got to have the unfortunate kicker talk. You guys remember in the pregame show and leading up to this game, I was talking about Pittsburgh's a crazy place to kick, man. And I'm not trying to make excuses for McManus. I do kind of feel, and maybe you guys disagree, I kind of feel like McManus rushed himself back. It's obvious the coaches were trying to hold him back a little bit. Something was off tonight. And I know people were going to say, well, Boswell had no problem kicking there. Boswell's a beast, boys. That might be the best kicker in the league.
Boswell doesn't have a quad injury either.
Yes, exactly. So, again, we do have to talk about it, though, Tron, like you said, man. That made this game. Imagine if we hit both those kicks, right?
Oh,
we hit both those kicks, and the score is, and I know this is kind of weird doing this, but it would be 41-25, and who knows how the rest of the game would have played out, but you left 6 points out there for sure. Now, I will be honest, I'm not very critical of LaFleur or the coaches. You know how I am. I typically can kind of understand where they're coming from, but I told the guys in the chat, as one of the things I did text back to them was, man, I really did not like that decision to kick that 57-yarder. It's just give them a short field like that.
That was the only response we had from Clay.
I would rather you go for it or pooch punt that thing down there and pin them inside the 10, rather than because you're losing that. What are you losing, like 7 yards, Tim, on the placement of the ball? Am I thinking right?
Snap, 7-yard snap.
Yeah. So
and what we saw was the adjustment later on when we had I believe it was a 4th and 2, where we 4th and 1, 4th and 2. And with zero hesitation, Matt gets the play call into Jordan. We go out, we convert on 4th down to keep our drive going. We end up scoring a touchdown after that. So seeing that decisive, momentum there was great because I think Matt saw that, 57-yarder, even with a healthy leg and feeling great, is still not a gimme. But to see Brandon miss from 44, that was tough to watch. So I think it kind of dawned on the coaching staff at that point that we're going to have Brandon kick extra points the rest of the day today if we can do it. And they ultimately did. I think he have a field goal after that?
He did. Yeah, right.
Close, right? 30-something yarder?
Yeah, it was like a little chip shot, yeah.
Okay, so maybe that's what his range is until he's 100%, right?
Could be. Right, could be. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. He says, huge win tonight. Statement game for Love. Also, Clayton called the Kraft game the other day. If you guys remember, we were breaking down the game plan, something that we do here on Patreon. If you guys want to join our Patreon community, patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access. We talked about kind of how to attack this defense, right? And the main way that we came up with was, just looking that, they've got a good defensive front, right? They've got Cam Hayward's a dog, TJ Watt's a dog, obviously Nick Herbig has come on strong. You had Highsmith as well. You've seen him a couple times tonight getting in the backfield and whatnot. But their stack backers have been playing really bad football. According to PFF, and when you look at the NFL Pro data as well, when you turn on the tape, you kind of see some of those plays popping loose there in the middle of the defense. So that's why I said, hey, maybe a Tucker Kraft game. I want to be very clear, and I appreciate you being generous here. I did not expect that. That was unbelievable what Tucker Kraft did, man. You're talking about 7 catches, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns, and that long of 59, where Jordan just said, F it, 85 down there somewhere. And he just chucked and ducked, didn't he, Tim? That was absolutely wild, man.
Yeah, that one kind of terrified the hell out of me on that meatball that floated up in the air there that Tucker came down with and grabbed. But I think Tuck looked like a guy possessed, man. He looked like a man on a mission tonight, almost as if it was about time to put the league on notice about, who belongs in the top tight end conversation. So just a hell of a game. Gritty performance from Tucker. Love it.
Yeah, Soder with Super Chat said, you all were early Valentine adopters. Way to go. Yeah, it's funny. It's been a roller coaster for me, Soder. And I know I've told this story before, and Jacob and Tim know all about it. Being a Kentucky fan, Valentine was a good college player, but his rookie year with the Packers, man, it was rough. I was like, boys, I was wrong. That kid, man, I don't think he's going to be able to adjust to the NFL. And his rookie year, he struggled. And then last year, it was like, holy cow, he looks like a different football player, right? And then all of a sudden, obviously you can't get him on the field, right? Because you got Nate Hobbs. And I want to tip my cap tonight, like we kind of let off with here. Tip my cap to the coaching staff for them going, you know what? They put, from what I understand, I think Nate Hobbs played, right? And then they rotated in Carrington. That's what some of the announcers were saying. And then Carrington was phenomenal against DK Metcalf, right? So they kept him out there another series and then kept him out there another series. And it's like, hey, you go with the hot hands. So I'm hoping that they don't shy away from pressing into this, right? Like, because Carrington is proven he deserves more snaps. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. But he is, I think he might be our best covered corner. I really do, man. I trust him in man coverage situations big time. So
absolutely. He looked pretty good pressed up on DK a couple times tonight.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
I was like, wow, I can't believe we went there, but we went there and he answered the bell, man. Big shout out to CV.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure. Absolutely.
Pack Attack with the Super Chat. Let's go, Pack. Woo! Thank you so much for the Super Chat, buddy. Glad you fired up in here tonight. And then King Tron said, not calling for his head, just think he rushed back, talking about McManus. Completely agree. Yeah. I think we would all agree with that, Tron. That's what it feels like. And again, it doesn't feel like the coaches rushed him back. It felt like McManus was, kept trying to convince him. I bet he walked in that locker room tonight and Floor was like, or Basacci was like, see, listen to us, bub. Listen to us, And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like we didn't think he was going to come out and play good. I didn't expect him to struggle like that. I really didn't. So, Tron, thank you for the Super Chat, man. Really appreciate it. Let's hit this one real quick. It's in between the Super Chats. We'll get to Trey Russ's. Nebraska Rev says, why is Dobbs a returner? Me and Jacob talked about this before the show or before the post-game show. He can catch a football. That's why.
Yeah.
It's ugly trying to return it, but at least he's going to catch that thing,
Yeah.
So
Great.
That's all I got on it, Nebraska Rev. That's all I got, man.
It was just punts, though, right? Rome's just returning punts.
Right.
And that happened after Keyshawn muffed the first one, and we never saw Keyshawn the rest of the day. So,
yeah. Trey Russ with the Super Chat said, off topic. Found out last week I'm going to be a dad. I told my wife, if we win it all, we're naming the kid Jordan or Packer Russell. I would go with Jordan over Packer Russell. Okay. He says, any other ideas? Don't name him Clayton.
Brett. Name him Brett.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
It's like the
Jordy, Brett.
I
Reggie.
admit, I can count on one hand the people I've physically met in my life that's named Clayton. And, one of the most famous. Anytime you say Clayton, people immediately go Clayton Bigsby from Chappelle.
Oh, yeah.
I always say it. I'm just like, damn. So obviously I'm named after my pops. I like the name, don't get me wrong, but just saying.
Hey, Tucker. That's what he's saying right here. Tucker. I like that name.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, congratulations, though, man, on being a dad, Trey. That's absolutely awesome. Congratulations. You're going to be a great pops. Hardy the Prophet with the Super Chat. Do y'all think this team got going because the backups finally caught up and now the unknown weapons are coming to life and the playback is opening?
Playbook, probably.
Playbook.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, Hardy. I you guys correct me if I'm wrong. It does feel like LaFleur, they kind of get off to a slow start in terms of the wrinkles as they kind of roll them out of the offense. So there's probably a lot to that, Hardy, if that's what you're saying. Like, finally the backups are kind of, all right, they've got enough reps. And it was Steve Young said this the other day, Tim, and it really, man, it connected with me big time. He said, what you guys are seeing, we don't even know what these teams are until November, right? And what he's meaning by that, he's like, you're basically the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season is the preseason. It's with the nobody plays in the preseason anymore, so it's like the first 4 or 5 weeks you don't really know what you got, and until everybody settles in. It kind of goes hand in hand with what Hardy the Prophet's saying here, man.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I think we saw that especially with Malik Heath. We talked about that before the game. What kind of impact was he going to have? I thought he had a great impact tonight. I thought they dialed up some looks for him. We just talked about Emmanuel Wilson, running back number 2, played really well. I thought Luke Musgrave played pretty well tonight. We saw Fitzpatrick making plays tonight. Our depth was really shown off. And I do think, as you went throughout the game, you could see that playbook kind of opened up for Matt and we saw a little variance in the calls too. We were getting some different looks, and it worked out. So I think it's a great point.
Yeah. Pack Daddy says Tuck looked like he was a guy with his girl in the stands tonight.
Hey.
Yeah, that's a good description right there for sure, man. All right, let's see here. Knucklehead Paul with the super chat. Thank you, Knucklehead Paul. He says, do we make a move at the trade deadline? That's a great question. The one name that I keep hearing that I go, well, there's actually two names, and they're both New York Jets. I don't think they're going to trade either of them. I think they would be stupid to trade either of them. But if they were to trade either Sauce Gardner or my favorite is Quentin Williams, their defensive tackle.
Yeah.
But why someone would trade a dominant defensive tackle like him? Of course, it is the Jets. But I know that's where Tim was about to go there. Those are the two that kind of grabbed my attention, more so Williams than Sauce Gardner. I don't know how you guys feel. Is there anybody that kind of grabs your attention that you – because I heard some like Jacob, I heard people talking about Devin Achane from Miami. That don't make sense to me. Like what? You know, I love Emmanuel Wilson. I think you've seen it tonight. Emmanuel Wilson can run the rock. So I just don't see how Achane can make a huge difference. But obviously you get a premier position at defensive tackle. We don't need any more edge defenders. I think we would all agree we're good there, right? But maybe go get a defensive tackle. Makes a lot of sense, Jacob.
Yeah, I could see that possibly, but honestly, the more realistic version I could see is that clearly tonight they basically put Nate Hobbs on the sideline and said, we want to see what Carrington can do. If they were really actually worried about that position, I would see a guy like Trey Turner. Is it Trey Turner from Cincinnati? Apparently Easton Butler said there was a little bit of smoke to that fire kind of thing. You know, I honestly think though, like what happened tonight, me and Tim and everybody, we've all talked about it. Put our best guys out there, regardless of what the contract is. I don't give a crap what we're paying these guys. We all thought, and I don't want to put words in y'all's mouths, but I thought that Carrington was going to be a guy that deserves some more snaps. What happened tonight? We gave more snaps, and I'll be damned, he looked pretty damn good. And I respect that. I really like the fact that, you know, Nixon didn't quite perform the way that I liked him to, but I thought that he, you know, Nixon's Nixon. He's I think you kind of know what you have with him. If we were to add another component to this team on the back end to try to make a run, I don't know, man. I don't feel like that we would make a trade. If anything, it'd be something more surprising, like getting rid of Rome or something like that. You know what I mean? Like something crazy where don't how'd you do that so fast, Tim? What the hell? Like, I don't think we will, and I don't want us to. Let me say that for sure. I don't want that to be the case. And another thing, like tonight, guys like Malik Heath showed up. You know what I'm saying? Like guys like that we don't necessarily aren't going to be on anyone's radar unless you're a Packers fan. Guys like Malik Heath, guys like Carrington came in to play. Guys like Isaiah McDuffie came in tonight and absolutely balled out. Like the young dudes or the seasoned guys that we don't necessarily are going to make a mark. This is how you get a team win, guys. And I'm so freaking happy that we did it.
Yeah. So, Tim, do you have one at the trade deadline that comes? Because, like, when I hear Sauce Gardner, what I think of, and I'm just going to say it, and I know he's played good up to this point, but like Keyshawn struggling tonight, if you have Sauce Gardner in Keyshawn's place tonight, Carrington on the opposite side, and then Keyshawn is coming off the bench, now you're cooking with Crisco, as we say down here in the South, right?
Yeah, and we all know Sauce secretly wants to be a Packer. He loves his cheeseheads.
He did, yeah.
I would say that I'm just struggling to find out who we give up. Who are we trading? What are we trading? Right. And then even if we secure somebody, who are we moving around? Like you said, now that's a realistic scenario. You kind of change your rotation a little bit with your cornerback room. And I do understand a little bit of the concern from the fan base that wants to look at an Achane or, you know, a running back possibly to add to the stable because we don't know when Marshawn Lloyd's going to play football for the Green Bay Packers. That was the long-term plan when we drafted him, and he just hasn't been able to see the field. And so the workload has been on Josh Jacobs and Emmanuel Wilson and, you know, a little bit of Chris Brooks, but we don't really see him carry the ball that often. So if you're looking for a back that's going to run the ball, then I can see the argument for maybe wanting to bring someone in. But again, who are you giving up in the next few weeks that you're willing to part with in order to make that move? And it's just too tough for me to answer right now. That's why I'm glad I'm not Goody, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Is there?
Jake, go ahead.
No, it's
Jake.
just a way. We have over 1,000 people live watching this. If you all could hit that like, subscribe, share, all that, it helps a ton. If you like the type of stuff we do here, it absolutely helps the channel immensely. So please hit that like, subscribe.
If you're on X too, feel free to click on my profile. You'll see the YouTube link there. Hop over there and sub to the channel. You can be a part of the chat in here. It's very, very interactive in the chat on YouTube. If you're more comfortable on X, that's totally cool too, though. We appreciate everybody there for sure. Jake Sadowski, 6838. I hope I said that right with the super chat. Thank you so much, Jake. He said, I no longer feel consternation about Jordan. He's a stud. Yeah, I've been this year is when I fully jumped on. Like the back half of 2023 felt good. Last year, there was just enough shaky ground with the injuries that I had. It's like, Tim, I had enough for an excuse to go, okay, he's struggling because of the injuries. But in the back of my mind, I still had a little bit of like, I'm not saying he's ever going to be a bad quarterback, but is he a top 3, top 5 quarterback? Tonight and all year long, really, he's proven to me he's definitely top 10. I think he's peak top 3. But he's probably somewhere between 8 to 12 all the time, top guy. And that's enough to win a Super Bowl. And I think it definitely warrants the contract he's got too. But I don't think we need to really ask you, Tim, whether you think Jordan's the guy. You've been saying it since day one, man. That's for sure.
Where's number 10? Because he only throws dimes, baby. J Money, the dime thrower. Of course, you know how I feel about him, man. He's going to be a Hall of Famer someday. But really, I think what you're seeing right now is the full culmination of all of that preparation work, and then recovering from the injuries. He was a little banged up coming into this year, and dealt with the thumb issue on your non-throwing hand. That can be annoying, especially on some of those option plays, and got to put the ball in the belly of the back and pull it out. That's it's difficult to do, but Jordan, I think, is really he's starting to see the game better now. When you go back the last couple of years in his progression, I think the game is kind of slowed down. I think he's seeing things better. We saw a great play. I'm sure it'll make chalk talk. We had Scoot running in motion, and ID'd the man coverage. Jordan saw it and lit it up. We saw him checking out of runs when he needed to. We saw him checking 2 runs when he needed to. I just feel like Jordan's pretty much has full command of this offense and what we're trying to do out there. And he's starting to look more comfortable out there, honestly.
Yeah. King Tron with the super chat. Jacob, he says, league better watch its booty when Jay Reed gets back. Man, that's another great point. Jaden Reed, in my opinion, is the best receiver on this team. That includes Christian Watson. That includes Matthew Golden. That includes Romeo Dobbs. In my opinion, I think Jaden Reed is the most talented receiver on this team. If he comes back 100%, Jacob, this offense is going to get scary quick. Man, holy cow.
I completely agree. I mean, you have absolute just Speedy Gonzalez when you have the Golden / Watson duo out there. If you add a guy like Jaden Reed, the bird, like if he's going to go out there and absolutely be able to, and Jaden Reed, like to your point, he can play every position on the field for the wide receiver. He whatever they ask him to do, he can play it. And I almost feel like it's disrespect to talk about the fact that we're needing a guy like Reed to come back. Watson tonight obviously looked at and showed what he could do. I mean, just like you said, effortlessly just came back almost like he never missed a freaking play, which is unbelievable. And you get a guy like Golden, you get a guy like Reed, obviously Dobbs, we know what we have in that. I mean, it just seems like who you going to cover. I've always said this going into the season. It's like a 3-pronged attack. Like if you want to even call it like the Watson, the Golden now, Dobbs, even we saw guys like Savion. We talked about it pregame, whether or not he's going to show up. He showed up tonight. He came in and did exactly what we wanted him to do. If anything, I would argue I'd want him to be like we talked about earlier, maybe him taking the punts, not Dobby. But when we're calling on these young guys to make plays, they're making plays. It's honestly unbelievable how well they're adapting.
Yeah. And I think that's why this receiver room was built the way it was. In all honesty, guys are going to get hurt. Nobody's going to get through an NFL season without getting banged up. It's part of the game, right? So, we're down Tay Wicks. We're down Jaden Reed right now. But, we get Scoot back in the fold. We've got Matthew Golden, who is a star on the rise and, is going to really find his stride. We got to get this kid in the end zone. It's coming hopefully this weekend at Lambeau Field. But, when you have a deep, dynamic receiving core and you can keep as many of those pieces around as you can get through the bumps and bruises and the injury bugs and get it done as a unit. So I agree. There's a lot of truth to that statement. Can you imagine 5 wide with a lineup like that?
That's crazy.
You've got Reed, you've got Golden, you've got Watson, you've got Romeo. It's just it's incredible what they've been able to do in just a short amount of time. These past few drafts, just getting the talent we have.
Yeah. Soder with the super chat says, we get ticked off, but the D held them to 19 during meaningful football with no help from the offense in the first half. That's winning NFL football. That's a great point. They did kind of hold their ground while the offense was trying to get their footing in the first half. And a shout out to Edgerrin Cooper forcing that fumble. There were several times he was just around the ball making plays. Quay too. There was one pass breakup at the end of the game there. Quay looking better. Tim, he's taking a big step, man. Yeah, I mean, but
he got in DK's head, got us a free 15 yards.
How about that?
Boy, Quay.
How the tables have turned.
Yeah, right.
Whatever, right. So, the fact that he was just you could tell he was chirping at DK and he just looked side-eyeing him, kept looking at him, and finally DK put a quarter in him.
Yep.
It was awesome.
I love it. And just a few short years ago, that was Quay getting in trouble, right? And now you've kind of come full circle and realize how to keep your head out there and play ball, man. That was from the Dennis Rodman school of defense right there. I love it.
Yeah, definitely. And again, thank you for that super chat, Soda. Appreciate you. Caterpillar MW92. Thank you so much for the super chat. Sending a dub for a dub Sunday. Talking about the 20 spot here. Been watching y'all for a few months now and just joined tonight. I appreciate what y'all do. Keep it up and never change. P.S. It was nice to see A-Rod and J-Lo back together again tonight. LOL. Yeah, it was cool, man. And like somebody said in the chat earlier, him walking up to Jordan Love and smiling. I'll say this, and maybe you guys disagree. That's okay. We can agree to disagree, but there's got to be a part of Aaron that feels like he contributed to what Jordan Love is. You got to tip your cap to 12 for the way he handled that whole situation and taking Jordan under his wing and always defending him, protecting Jordan from the media as well. He's seen everything he had to go through those first couple years with Favre. It was ugly, right? They told the story the other day. Tauscher told the story of how Brett Favre took Aaron Rodgers' helmet and passed it around the locker room without him knowing it and had everybody sign it and then gave it back to Jordan. So he had to wear it on the practice field. And, he was just kind of, listen, little things like that can really be divisive. That's not to take a shot at Favre. Listen, Brett Favre comes from the old school of, taping people to the goalposts and all the hazing that went on back in the day.
You think God never farted?
Having everybody sign his helmet probably wasn't a big deal to him. But again, Aaron knew exactly how to protect Jordan. And then I remember that first training camp, like, how's this going to go? Is it going to be 12-4 all over again? And you see Aaron always in Jordan's ear the whole training camp. So you got to tip your cap. And I'm with you, Caterpillar. Thank you so much for that super chat, buddy. Thanks for joining, man. Welcome to the family. We appreciate you, bro. All right. Chris Casual in with the super chat. What's Lloyd's status done for the rest of the year? Jacob, Tim, do you guys have anything on him? Is it just me?
Put him back on IR? I don't have anything official on that.
So they didn't activate him, right? So
I don't think so, but I don't know if he's on IR.
So the way I understand it is, if they didn't activate him, he had to go to IR, right?
Yes, he must be there then, and that means is that 4 weeks minimum?
No, he played tonight.
Marshawn Lloyd did.
Marshawn Lloyd.
Oh, Marshawn Lloyd. No. I'm sorry. No.
Okay, yeah, no, he didn't play. So yeah, so for me, I'm trying to think of how the rules play out there, because you've got once you activate them, or once you bring them, you open up that practice window, you've got like so many days, right? 30 days or whatever it is, right? Donovan Schilling says he does not exist. Yeah,
I really been where we would be with Scoot if we didn't activate Scoot today. Right. He would have been back to IR. So I'm assuming,
and then it's season ending, I believe, if I remember correctly.
At this point, right? Wow.
I could be wrong. You guys double check that on me, but I think that's how the rule works. So I don't know, Chris. It's weird, man. It's strange. And I hate to say it, but it kind of feels like it's Amari Rodgers all over again. Like, you may just have to go, you know what, we missed on this one and move on, I know he's still under contract for 2 years.
Update there.
What's he got? Throw it up. For me.
Just says he said Lloyd's never hit his 21-day window.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so we still got a little bit of time there. Is that the way you're reading that? Is that right?
Yeah, it's what it seems like.
Okay, cool. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat, Chris. Chris had one more thing here. He said Enigbari made back-to-back huge plays. Man, JJ Enigbari looked dominant tonight. And it's like he's only in there for a couple of plays, and when he's in there, he looks like a grown-ass man, especially against the run. My goodness, man. There was one play there where he did not
Which was what he used to struggle with, right? He was so bad against the run, and it's like he's really polished his game these last couple seasons, man. And it's so fun to watch him out there. When the little bit of snaps we do get to see, right?
Yeah, definitely. King Tron with the super chat. First, what did it say? First play. 9 and 0 were together. I yelled speed, talking about Christian Watson and Matthew Golden being on the field together. I know Matthew Golden didn't have a big night. He was targeted 3 times, caught all 3 catches, but only had 4 yards, a little dink and dunk stuff underneath. Nothing really materialized. But I'll tell you this. The fact that everything opened up for Christian Watson and Tucker Kraft, I would imagine we go back and watch the tape. Pittsburgh probably had their eyes on Agent Zero most of the night there. So, Jacob, what did you think, man, when you seen Christian Watson out there? It was like, were you like me? Did it feel surreal? Like, this is really happening. Holy cow.
Yeah, it honestly did. Just watching him out there, and he's just so smooth. Like I always compare him to like a gazelle. Like it just looked effortless when he's kind of striding around. Christian Watson finished with 4 receptions, 85 yards, guys. He's averaging 21.3 average per catch, had a long of 33. I mean, he just seamlessly came right back into the fold and became one of our best targets that we can have. And like Tim said, like this whole wide receiver group is just unbelievable. Like, who are you going to target? And to your point, Matthew Golden, yeah, he didn't have a great day, right? Like I think his average was 1.3 yards per catch. Not great, but you know what? Like you said, he's on there. He's on the field. You have to account for him. You have to make sure that you're understanding what he's going to do going forward. I think that this matchup is going to be lethal. It's absolutely lethal for anybody that wants to try to cover, if you want to try to take the top off the defense when you're playing these guys, go ahead and try. And then Tuck Norris, as we've seen today, can just absolutely eat you up underneath. Josh Jacobs, if you want to do a little dump off, obviously we've seen today that Emmanuel Wilson is a little bit of a undersung hero that we can
3 catches, 26 yards.
We can pick you apart, bro. You pick the guy that you want to, try to highlight. All right, we got like 5 others. They're going to come and mess you up. So
if I'm counting correctly here, Jacob, Tim, 10 different targets that Jordan Love hit today, 10. And 7 of those had a minimum of 3 catches each. That's wild.
Let's go.
Absolutely wild. He was just dealing tonight, man. Absolutely awesome. So thank you, Tron. Appreciate the super chat, man. Jake with the super chat says, still worried about our special teams. Let's get Sauce and have Nixon be our returner again until Reed gets back to handle the punt returns. I've seen mixed reviews on Jaden Reed being the punt returner. Some people love him. I'm not a huge fan of that, Jake. No. I don't like Jaden Reed as a punt returner. But I'm kind of with you on the special teams too. Although I will say this, if there's a positive I could talk about. Did you guys, Tim, did you feel like the kick coverage on kickoff was really good tonight?
Looked a hell of a lot better, on kicks. And I also thought, Savion Williams is he doesn't look bad as a returner. I think he'll get more polished as we go forward. But yeah, I do feel like our coverage team looked a lot better.
We just have Bo Melton out there returning.
Bo's a dog.
Yeah. Just get Bo returning punts.
Like, there was a couple times he made tackles. I think it was on punt team.
Yep.
And it's like, man, that dude. You know now why. I mean, you heard about it all camp, right? I know Tim heard it. He was boots on the ground the whole time. But boy, oh boy, it's really showing up. That dude he's probably your best punt team player outside of Daniel Whelan, of course, man. He's just a dog. So appreciate you, Jake. Thank you so much. Trey Russ with the super chat. For the end, favorite Halloween/horror movie. I'll say it right now. What's on the front of my mind. 1978, Halloween, John Carpenter, Deb Hill, that movie, I watch it every Halloween. I love that movie. It's just so simple. It's just the perfect horror/Halloween movie. I'm not into all the slasher. Let's make this as gory as possible. I think anybody can make movies like that, and it's just stupid. But really, really like the original Halloween. The soundtrack, the simple things they did, very low budget film. To me, it's just the epitome of what Halloween is. But you guys got anything y'all want to add to that? Do y'all watch horror movies, Halloween movies, anything like that?
I hate them.
Yours, Jacob?
I hate the gore. I hate that stuff. I can't watch it. But Hills Have Eyes, I was terrified. Terrified.
You're talking about my people there, man.
That's what I'm saying, Clayton.
Oh man, you see this underbite I got, man? You kidding me? Hills Have Eyes right over here. Tim, you got one or no?
Yeah, we got the same one, brother. The original Halloween.
It's not awesome,
for sure.
man.
For sure.
Great, man. That's one of the first things I taught myself how to play on a guitar is that song. That would be mine. And another one. Here's you an extra one, Trey Ross. Since we are just a few days away from Halloween, I'm a huge. You want to hear inside, behind baseball here. I am a huge Legend of Sleepy Hollow fan. Like me and Mandy went up there a couple years ago and hit all the sites and everything. Like it's an actual place, and that's geared around a real soldier that was killed. A real Hessian soldier that was killed at the Battle of Miller Hill in White Plains, New York. So we went over to the battle site. Many people, it's all grown up. People don't even know about it. And that was a ghost story that was told back in the colonial days of this headless horseman ghost that haunts the hollow and everything. And it's been redepicted in multiple movies and, TV shows and everything. But I'm a huge Washington Irving Legend of Sleepy Hollow person too. So not near as popular, obviously, as Halloween and some of the other stuff. But thank you for that, man. Appreciate you, Trey. Godsmack with the super chat. Best damn offense in the NFL. Hard to pick MVP, but I guess I'd have to give it to Jay Money. What a hell of a performance on Sunday Night Football, man. The grandest stage, boys. The grandest stage. To me, it's close. If somebody wanted to say Tucker Kraft, I understand it. But I think I would have to go with Jordan Love as well. Who would be your all's offensive MVP in this game?
Yeah, it's between Kraft and Jay Money. I think Jay Money gets it. Yep.
Jay Money with 29 for 37, 360, 9.7 average, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, no sacks. Are you guys kidding me right now? Come on. Like, what are we doing? And if you want to go for Tucker Kraft, 7 catches, 143 yards, 20.4 average, 2 touchdowns, along with 59. He was targeted 9 times. I mean, what are we talking about? Tuck Norris is the best tight end in the league right now. I'm just gonna say it. He is.
Absolutely.
Who's better? George Kittle hasn't played. Trey McBride hasn't played. Who's better? Who? Brock Bowers hasn't played.
He's definitely top 5 for me.
He's number 1, Clayton.
I think it's got to be George Kittle. Travis Kelce isn't a true tight end. He's just a big wise one.
He's just some girl's boyfriend.
He's some girl's boyfriend. There you go. There's the quote of the night. Put it on the ticker. So I think he's definitely top 5. I think he's capable of being the best tight end in the league tonight. Boy, it was a huge step in the right direction, Tim.
Yeah, he sure looked pretty damn good tonight, right?
Some of those other guys, man, they got a lot of pelts on the wall. I mean, you look at Kelce, the rings on that finger. You look at George Kittle. George Kittle plays the game the right way, has for a very long time. But outside of those two, I'm trying to think if there's another one I would take over Tucker right now. Probably isn't. And I've got kind of this. I've become very fond of Tucker Kraft. Like it's just the way he plays, his old aura, the lung dart picture of him drinking a Busch Latte on the ice, and all that. It's like he's a Packer through and through, man. It's absolutely awesome. So, but yeah, I would definitely go
Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren's better. I don't agree with that, but whatever.
And he could be. It's just. How long is he? He hasn't even done a full season yet, right? And that's kind of where I'm at with Tucker in terms of trying, struggling to put him over like a Kittle and a Kelsey's because they've done it for so long. But Tucker doesn't. Man, he looks like a man amongst boys out there, dude. He really does. Unbelievable. So thank you for that super chat, guys, man. Rodney Jens with the super chat. Why Dobbs instead of Watson on that long ball? I'm trying to think. Was that down the sideline? I'm trying to think. Where was that throw at? Yeah, where he tried to come back to the ball and try to. Yeah, I honestly, Rodney, I don't think they look up and go, okay, I'm going to throw to Watson deep on this play, right? They try to scheme stuff like that open, but you got to take your matchup. And maybe they were bracket. I got to look at the all 22. I try to keep my opinion to myself and stuff like this until I see the all 22 because they may have been bracketing a little bit with Christian, especially after he got a catch or two. But I know this, man, in a situation where it's kind of a one-on-one, Tim, it's hard to say no to Romeo Dobbs, man. He's definitely got better hands than Christian. I feel comfortable saying that. I really do.
I think the one, if I remember correct, it looked like he was trying to go back shoulder, and
Yes.
and Rome just kind of couldn't come back and grab it and keep his feet in bounds. It just looked kind of like a wonky little play. But yeah, I agree with you. You're not, we talk about think play or not play, right? Game on the line. But at the end of the day, you're playing quarterback. You've got a lot of times less than 3 seconds, 2 seconds, a second and a half to make a decision. And I think he read that route and put the ball in that space. That's what he was thinking. I don't think he consciously is trying to force the ball to Rome, So
right. Got it. Carly Ray with the super chat. Sister Carly in the house says, I miss y'all so much. It hurt to listen to the show, so I haven't kept up. But thank you so much for keeping on and spreading the Packer joy. Thank you so much, Carly. People ask about you all the time. Where's Carly? Where's Carly? This is always my answer when people disappear. I go, I probably pissed them off. I'm sorry. It might have been me. I have no idea. But it's so good to see you in here, sis. And hopefully y'all are doing well and the kiddies are doing good and all that. I know I always tell people when they ask about you, she probably being super mom, doing something way more important than talking ball with these knuckleheads. So that's the way that goes. Thank you for the super there, Carly. Appreciate you. Caterpillar with the super chat says, tuck around and find out. That's a meme waiting to happen right there. We got to make that's beautiful right there. And I got to give you credit for that, sir. If you ever see me tweet that out, call me out on go, hey, I was the first one to tell you that. I want to give you credit because that's awesome right there. Tuck around and find out. I love it.
Let's go.
I can't believe we're caught up on the super chats. Thank y'all so much, man. Y'all are way too generous in here tonight. So we're at the hour mark and we just been hanging out talking ball. This is awesome. So let me and if you guys want to support the channel, you want to join our community, patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access. Thanks for throwing it up there, man. Appreciate that. Let's wrap up the box score real quick, and then we got a giveaway to do, right, from our Patreon group. So, and you guys will keep an eye if any more super chats come in. I definitely want to hit those. So, receiving wise, we kind of talked about a lot of them. Tucker Kraft, 7 catches, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns. Christian Watson, 4 catches, 85 yards. And it caught all 4 targets, had that long of 33. Romeo Dobbs targeted 6 times, 3 catches, 44 yards. Malik Heath targeted 3 times. Surprise, surprise, 3 catches, 29 yards. That dude, there's not a receiver on this team that doesn't make more out of his opportunities than Malik Heath. It's wild. He just always catches the football. Emmanuel Wilson, 4 targets, 3 catches, 26 yards. Josh Jacobs caught all 3 of his targets for 12 yards. Savion Williams had that first touchdown. How about that? Got the monkey off his back. Savion seemed pay dirt tonight. 1 catch, 8 yards. It was a tutter. Musgrave, 1 grab for 5. John Fitzpatrick, 1 grab for 4. And then, like we said, Matthew Golden targeted underneath all night long. 3 targets, 3 catches, only for 4 yards, though. Let's move on to defense real quick. McKinney, 7 tackles. He was bringing the thump. There was a couple times he laid the wood. Man.
Oh, yeah.
And listen, Keaton Nixon got abused tonight. Let's be honest, right? However, when he laid the thump on DK Metcalf on that hit, I think it was DK out of bounds, right?
Yeah. That's started all the –
This game was chippy, bro.
That heated the piss up right there, didn't it, boys? Nixon said, all right, boys, it's time. Let me turn the stove on here real quick. All right, we got to get the piss hot in here. That was a heck of a hit, though.
Our guys better wake up with their piss hot, like I said before. So,
Javon Bullard, I thought he had a pretty good night. 6 tackles, 3 of which were solo. He also had that not a pass breakup, but they tried to hit a guy in the flat, like a quick little shoot route, and he broke on it. It got bobbled a little bit, but that's what I remember. We talked about that in the game plan and in the pregame show. Was like, if they tried this short underneath stuff, man, I could see Bullard getting a pick, and Cooper almost got one. Did he not?
Oh, yeah.
Man, it was barely,
Full send, Superman stretch out for it. He almost had it. That was beautiful.
And we also talked about in the game plan, they were going to play a lot of 12 and 13 personnel. In some cases, they were going to show 4 tight ends.
You said McDuffie.
Yeah, McDuffie there, 6 tackles, 2 solos, so he showed up tonight. Nixon had 5 tackles. Cooper with the 5 tackles. Cooper was way more – like you see that stat column, you just think, okay, he had 5 tackles. Dude, I thought he had a hell of a game. I would be surprised if his PFF grade isn't really high. No. Felt like he had a good game. Quay Walker, 5 tackles, also had a pass breakup, at least one I remember seeing, so he had a good game. Rashawn Gary, clap it up for him. 4 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for a loss. He showed up big time. I think both sacks came on 3rd down, too. Carrington Ballantyne, obviously only 3 tackles, but I thought he was really, really effective in coverage. Nick Nyman, look at him on the stat sheet, 3 tackles, 2 solo. Enigbare with that tackle for a loss, along with 3 total tackles. Kobe Wooden, man, there was one play.
Oh, dude.
Tim, I thought it was somebody else. I was like, who was that? And it didn't even cross my mind that it was Kobe Wooden. But he looked like a monster out there on that play. That tackle.
He saved us a couple of times in the run game too. We were going to get gashed, and he just came out of nowhere, off his gap and just, made a play on the ball. But yeah, Kobe Wooden continuing to put another stellar performance together. I mean, this is like the 4th or 5th game in a row that he's just been a monster, and it's awesome. Yeah.
And Devontae White, it didn't, you're not going to see him a lot in the stat column. I felt like he got a couple pressures. And to me, it was just nice to see him out there, right? Like, okay, he's healthy. He's good to go, right?
Yep.
So, yeah. King Tron with the super chat says, thank God JJ thought Micah wasn't worth the dough. Who's JJ?
Jared Jones.
Jared Jones.
Gotcha. I apologize. Right. Yeah. That old decrepit bastard. I swear. Yeah, no doubt, man. It is hilarious that then you look up and they got the crap kicked out of them today. They're looking like they're trending towards missing the playoffs now.
I heard they're trying to get every team in the NFL that has an edge rusher to trade for one.
That's
funny
right.
how that works.
Funny how that works.
If you guys remember, he traded away Micah Parsons because he couldn't defend the run. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
yeah. Of course. So thank you for the super chat, Tron. Great point, buddy. Micah Parsons obviously had his sack tonight, and listen, he was in the backfield all night long. When he got his sack, he beat a triple team. They cheap motion over a tight end that chipped him. Then he beat the tackle, and then he ended up beating the guard, I believe, right?
Yeah.
On the inside. So he went through literally 3 blockers to get that sack. Aaron Rodgers was like, "What the hell's going on out here?" So. Anyway, no interceptions for the Packers. Obviously, in terms of kick returns, Savion Williams had 4 returns for 97 yards. His long was 30. Bo Melton had 1 for 22. So as a team, 5 for 119. Not horrible there. Punt returns, Romeo Dobbs had 3 punt returns for 17 yards. Keyshawn Nixon had that 1, but he muffed it. Keyshawn's never been a great punt returner. I don't know. People have convinced themselves that he was a great punt returner. He was a great kick returner, but not good at punt returns. So,
yes. And of course, he was a great kick returner when the kicks were normal. They weren't how they are now.
Exactly.
We didn't have a landing zone when Keyshawn first got to Green Bay. So a little bit different ball game now.
Yeah, definitely. And then Brandon McManus, we talked about it. He was 2 for 4 on field goals. His long was 28. He did hit all 3 extra points, though. I remember a time in my Packer fan life here that I would be happy if a kicker hit the extra points. So here we are, right? But yeah, hopefully McManus gets better as the injury heals up. Again, we got Haversick in the back pocket. If he did take a step back tonight and you want to sit him for a couple games, you got Haversick to fill in. That's a good place to be. So you got to tip your cap to Goody there. And Daniel Whelan just continues to do what Daniel Whelan does, man. 3 punts, 152 yards, 1 inside the 20. Yeah, he never misses them, does he, Jake?
No, he never does. It's incredible that is the most steady Eddie guy you can get. Like every time that he punts it, I'm like, oh, it's probably not gonna. And then you see the punt returner backing up a little bit, and you're like, oh, okay. And then let's not even be. He actually threw his head down a few times trying to make a tackle. If anything, I'm like, Whelan, just stop. What is it? I think somebody asked like how tall he is. Is he like a 6'4"? He's a 6'4", 6'5" punter. Let's, I don't need him out there hit stick.
Man, he can go out and throw a hit out there, man.
He can throw a hit. Yeah. I mean,
He said, I do a little tooting.
I do.
All right, let's go to the standings. We're ready to wrap up here. All right. I came out of left field. I didn't even plan that. So yeah, somebody was commenting. I said something earlier today that they thought was fine. I don't even remember what the hell I said now. What did I say earlier? What did I say in the pregame show? Do you guys remember? Somebody messaged me on Twitter and they quoted. I think I could probably pull it up. Anyway, like I could tell Mandy all the time, I don't remember half the stuff I say. You kidding me? Hang around. Maybe you can remind me later. All right. National Football Conference standings. These are updated after today's action. The Green Bay Packers are officially the number 1 seed once again, 5-1-1 with a winning percentage of 786. The Philadelphia Eagles are the number 2 seed at 6-2. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are number 3 at 6-2. Then you got the Seahawks at 5-2, the Lions at 5-2, the Rams at 5-2, the Niners at 5-3, and the Bears at 4-3 is how that sits. So again, all the anybody with 5 wins and above, that's who we're rooting against moving forward. We're always rooting against these NFC teams, don't get me wrong, but it's those are the games you really want to key in on as we move forward. How cool is it, guys? Here we are. This is after week 8, right? Week 8 is just about in the books other than Monday Night Football. Packers sitting here in number 1 seed. Didn't get here how we thought we would, right? We didn't expect to lose to the Browns, but I don't think many people expected us to beat both the Commanders and the Lions right out of the gate, too. And the Lions are a different football team right now. They're playing good ball, but pretty darn cool where we're sitting here. Let's go around the horn with that one time. We'll get ready to wrap up.
Go ahead, Jacob.
I mean, well, if you guys remember back in the day when we did our pre-season predictions, Timmy is always going to be going, we're going to be 6-0, no problem. It's going to be great. We're almost there.
14-3 was my prediction, Jacob. Don't be a hater.
Okay. I think me and Clayton were both right around the 10, 11, 12 win type season. Guys, we're on the projection to be more of a Mr. Timothy over here. I think that he could be calling this a little bit right. I mean, it doesn't feel like as if we should be atop the NFC, totally, but we are, and here we are. So heavy is the crown, right? So we're gonna have to wear this. We're gonna have to go out there and honestly, tonight it felt like a lot of pressure was taken off our shoulders. I think going forward right now, we understand that we have this giant weight on our shoulders, which is the crown of being the top team in the NFC. I will say that again, guys, we're the top team in the NFC, and people are still talking about us as if we're like chicken, what? Like, we need to kind of stand up, stand straight, understand that we are sitting here as look at Bates over here. Hold up. We are the top team in the NFC, guys. Let's start walking around like we're throwing some swag. Let's go.
There you go, Bates, with the traditional score super chat here, $35.25. So, Tim, you were talking, right? Thank you for that super chat, Bates.
Thanks, Bates. That was so cool, man.
Appreciate you.
So we talk about that kind of that sliding scale. Like coming into the season, I said 11 to 13 wins, right? And then I had drifted back to 10 to 12 and then jumped back up to 11 to 13. I'm officially now in the 11. Well, I got to keep it within 2 games because we're halfway through the season, essentially. 12 to 14 wins is where I've got us at now. So your 14 win mark, Tim, it's there, dude. It's so grabbable. It's not even funny, man. What do you think? How do you feel right now? Do you still feel like 14 is the number for you?
I feel like it's possible. I didn't have the tie in my bingo card that kind of screwed everything up.
Big mistake.
But looking at our schedule, it'll be nice to come home. We got Carolina and Philly at home, and I don't care what anyone says, neither of those games are gimmies. Anyone can beat anyone in this league. We know teams aren't always their record. There's teams that have bad records and still play good football. It happens. But I feel like it's possible. We could go on a run here. And bottom line is, I feel better about being comfortably in the driver's seat as we get down the stretch of the season and possibly getting a home playoff game at Lambeau Field, maybe even a first round bye. You never know. It's still a little early, and I don't want to, screw up anyone's excitement factor because we're running hot right now, which is good. And I do think it's fully possible we could rattle off 2 more wins here in a row and really be on a heater. But hey, it's the NFL, and this league can change week to week, sometimes day to day. Things can happen quick. Just keep your head on a swivel and be proud of your team and realize that it's not easy, to get a championship, especially in the NFL. So I think the Packers are sitting where they want to be right now at this point, especially, not getting that dub in Cleveland that we wanted. We kind of crapped the bed there. That screwed things up for us, but we've been back on track really since that day. So, I'm proud of this team, and here's to another win or 2 in a row. And let's keep building, right? It's like the guy said every week, we want to be 1-0 every week. That mentality has seemed to bode well for us because it's worked the last 3 weeks in a row. So I'll take it, go Pack, and on to the Carolina Panthers, man.
Yes, sir. All right. Jacob, you got anything else you want to hit on before we wrap up here? Anything at all?
No, man, I think Tim hit that just perfectly. The only thing I will say is that I really am impressed with what Javon Bullard has done lately. I'm an absolute Bullard fan. You guys know that he was my guy. Him, Watson. I just feel like that the two of them coming back and just having this resurgence. I'm freaking happy as hell, man. This team is peaking at the right point. Like Tim just said, like, we had a little bit of, maybe a stumble here and there in the beginning of the season. Jordan Love is playing at MVP level. He really is. The numbers he put up today is just unreal, honestly, and people aren't giving enough respect on his name. Jordan Love, if he keeps playing in this type of way while protecting the football the way he has, he's let only 2 interceptions go. I mean, he is on pace for, I'm talking historical numbers. Put some respect on his name. Look at that young man right there.
He was the best guy around.
It's Mr. Steal Yo Girl right there. That's Mr. Steal Yo Girl. Come get some. I love it, dude.
Yeah,
love it.
Let's go.
All right, that's it, guys. Let's do a giveaway real quick. That sound good? I almost forgot. I was seeing the wheel
We
there.
got a card, right? We giving away a card?
We are giving away a Josh Jacobs. It's one of those jersey swatch cards. I think that's how you say it. So it's got of the jersey in the card, right? So pretty cool piece of memorabilia that was donated, I believe, from Rick Kruger. I believe it might have been Bates. I think it was Rick Kruger, one of our great listeners. So again, buy you some Allstate too. Sponsor the show. Okay, you see that on the screen. Right. I'm the daughter again. Okay, I don't know what that is, but we'll try to get all this Halloween costumes. They heard us talking about that, didn't they? So, yeah. I'm just waiting for a little toot advertisement to pop up. You know what I mean? I do a little tooting, but so somebody in the chat, give me a number. Has anybody said it yet? Let's see here. King Tron said with the super chat, YouTube members still in the giveaway, right? Yeah, that's correct. This is YouTube members, and it's also Patreon.
Yeah.
So we need a number between 1 and 10. 1 and 10. We're not doing 35.
7.
Yeah,
Donovan
7.
showing 7.
Donovan showing 7. All right, so let's do it. Let's shuffle this thing 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you're new here and wondering what's going on, we take everybody who's a member of the Patreon group, YouTube members, put their name on the wheel, spin that sucker, and we give away pieces of memorabilia from my stash. Just a way to give back to those who are supporting the channel.
Your name on the Larry McCarron pinky wheel.
That's right. That thing's hideous too.
How about these hands?
It's already rigged.
Not even a mama could love. All right, here we go. Let's spin it. The winner of the Josh Jacobs jersey swatch card is.
That's a really good sound effect.
Will _ RVA. Again, that is Will _ RVA.
Here's the guy.
Come forward and claim your prize, sir. If you're in Patreon, just shoot me a direct message on Patreon. If you're a YouTube member, send me a text message to 865-658-5824. That's the Packer Fan Total Access Hotline that we don't use anymore because Patreon community's kind of become that hub now for communicating with everybody and all that good stuff. So, again, Will _ RVA, thanks for supporting the channel. Everybody on this wheel, thank y'all for supporting the channel. Y'all are awesome. That's it. As Jeremy said, everybody says, that's my favorite. Tulio said, rigged AF. There you go. It is what it is, man. This was the safest, most secure giveaway in Packer Fan Total Access. Just so everybody knows. All right. That's it. Appreciate everybody listening. There's way too many super chats to mention. Thank you all so much for the support. You know who you are. We read them all off, obviously, and we don't take it lightly that you're supporting what we do here. It's what keeps the lights on, keeps us with the equipment it takes to be able to. Hopefully, you guys have seen over time the production value up a little bit, right? And I've had multiple people reach out and be like, dude, there's nobody else on YouTube that covers the Packers that's given the type of content you are getting in terms of the stats and the graphics and everything in between. So really, really appreciate everybody that's supporting the channel and making this happen for sure. So Tim, Jake, appreciate y'all staying up late, man. It's almost 1 here, so I'm going to go take a nap. And I'm sure Mandy's got the blanket on the couch for me. So how it goes. But
I'm not mad at you. We got to get some rest, you know. We got to get up early for Victory Monday celebration. Let's go.
It's going to be awesome. Start diving into the tape early, all that good stuff. So, yeah, Victory Monday is going to be great. Have a great night, Carly. Good to see you in here, sis. All right, everybody have a wonderful evening. We'll be back tomorrow, definitely by 6 p.m. Central for PTA Live. We may go live earlier in the day for a little Victory Monday, maybe a morning show. I'm going to chat with Tim and Jacob and see what they want to do. But, yeah, with that being said, we will see y'all tomorrow. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Again, the Packers get a huge win here, 35-25. That was the final score, right, gents?
Yes, sir.
Yeesh.
Over the Pittsburgh Steelers. And, again, tip your cap to Aaron Rodgers. Thank you for being a class act, sir, and thank you for everything you did for Jordan. So, as if he's listening to this stupid show. I don't think most of the people in the chat are even listening to this. Everybody have a wonderful evening. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Here we go. Bye, guys.